When I first noticed I had to wrap a dish towel around the pickle jar to get it open, I sighed and chalked it up to age. Then one of those quiet mornings out on the porch, with the birds arguing in the maple and the paper landing with that familiar thud on the driveway, I stirred a pinch of something into my coffee that my neighbor, a veteran, had told me about. And, after a couple of weeks, the walk around the block didn't feel like climbing a hill anymore. Today I want to share what has truly helped me and plenty of my friends. No promises I can't keep, no big declarations, just a small, warm ritual we already do every morning. If you drink coffee, give me 15 seconds and listen through to the end. I'll show you 8 gentle add-ins, each one the kind of thing that can help your body feel steadier and more confident after 60. I'll tell you how much to use, why it might help, and which first step to choose so you don't overwhelm yourself. And the most interesting bit, toward the end, we'll quietly clear up a popular coffee myth that has been worrying neighbors for years. Before we dig into the details, let's just talk like old friends. Have you ever caught yourself feeling that familiar chores take more effort than they used to? Standing up from a low couch, heading upstairs without grabbing the rail, carrying a bag of oranges to the car without shifting it from hand to hand. We're still the same people. Our bodies simply ask for a little more care. After 60, our muscles naturally give up a bit of their spark. And on top of that, we get less sleep, our blood sugar can bounce around, the waistline gets stubborn, and stress, well, we all know about stress. The good news is we don't have to become bodybuilders or live at the gym. Sometimes one small habit, steady and quiet, can make a difference, like watering the lawn at sunrise. I'm talking about your morning coffee with the right add-ins. Here's how we'll move. First, the simple reason muscles lose some pep. Second, a short explanation of why a specific add-in might support us. Third, the everyday benefit, something you can feel in regular life. And fourth, exactly what to do tomorrow morning. How much, how to stir, what to notice. And yes, I'm not a doctor. We're all different. If you have a serious condition or you take medication, you should of course talk with your doctor. We're here for gentle steps, not bold promises. Let's start with the spice most of us have tucked in the cabinet next to the nutmeg. Cinnamon, half a teaspoon in your cup. And the coffee smells like a good home right before Christmas. But the important part isn't the aroma. As we get older, our bodies have a harder time keeping blood sugar steady, and when sugar swings high and low, muscles feel like they run out of fuel at the worst moments. Cinnamon smooths those swings, and that heavy eyelid feeling after breakfast shows up less. My friend Paul, 68, used to drive a school bus. He'd doze after lunch like clockwork. A couple of weeks with cinnamon and he noticed he made it to dinner without prowling the pantry. The action is simple. Sprinkle half a teaspoon over your poured cup and stir gently. If you have a choice, pick Ceylon. Folks call it true cinnamon. The taste is mild and pleasant. The little trick is not to heap it on. Consistency wins here, not volume. Next, small joy, unsweetened cocoa powder. 1 teaspoon in coffee deepens the flavor, and your body gets a little burst of flavonols, those plant helpers that support healthy blood flow. When blood moves easily, muscles get what they need, and walking the aisles at the grocery store stops feeling like a chore. Our neighbor, Mrs. Harper, 72, circles a lake every morning. She says that with cocoa, her step feels softer and her knees a touch less creaky. Plus, cocoa plays nicely with caffeine. One brings alertness, the other brings comfort to your blood vessels. The key is to skip the hot chocolate mixes with sugar. You want plain, unsweetened powder, 1 teaspoon. That's it. Third add-in, a teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil. I'll be honest, I wrinkled my nose at first. Oil in coffee? But if you add just a little and blend it or simply stir with purpose, you get a smooth, creamy texture, like you slipped in a bit of cream. Why is that good? Many of us feel our energy drop by late morning. Medium chain fats help the body get steady fuel without spikes and crashes. My brother-in-law, Harry, 69, loves working in his garden first thing. He used to wander toward the cookies by 10. Now he says, I'm not pulled to the snacks. My hands are busy and my mood stays even. Start with half a teaspoon and see how you feel. If your stomach is content, go to 1 teaspoon. No need for more. And if you have gallbladder issues, talk with your doctor first. Fourth step, milk or soy milk. Plenty of us have been drinking coffee black for years because it felt correct. But a couple of ounces of milk can add 2 or 3 grams of protein right to breakfast. Our muscles need quality protein for maintenance, and it doesn't have to come from a giant omelet. If you like regular milk, terrific. If lactose is a problem, there are lactose-free options and good soy milks that offer protein plus gentle bone-friendly isoflavones. My sister Linda pours in 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened vanilla soy milk. The taste is soft, and the cup turns into something that's not only lively but satisfying. One small rule: choose unsweetened so you don't rock your blood sugar. And remember, we're not chasing calories here. We're adding building material for muscles. Fifth add-in, collagen. I keep a jar without flavor on the pantry shelf. 1 scoop goes into hot coffee and disappears as I stir. It feels like I added nothing at all, but my knees speak up less, and recovering after mowing in the evening is easier. Why is that? As the years stack up, our own collagen production slows, and collagen is the glue for ligaments and tendons. Feeding the repair crews a little glycine and proline is not a bad idea. If you have never tried it, begin with half a serving and see how your body answers. Choose a plain option without sweeteners. Life stays simple that way. As we go, let me ask, have you noticed that a good day isn't when something grand happens, but when your back doesn't ache, your legs listen, and you can stroll around the farmer's market without looking for a bench? That's why we're here. You don't need all 8 add-ins at once. Deal? Pick 1 or 2 that sound good to you and make sense for your body. Try one tomorrow. Give it a week. Pay attention to how you feel. If it fits, keep it. Then add the second. Each step small and careful. We're building a habit, not running a race. Sometimes I hear, coffee is just pleasure, not a place for experiments. And I agree, it should be enjoyable. Nothing we're talking about changes the heart of it. These add-ins simply make the cup a little more helpful. Like good walking shoes don't ruin your stroll. They help you enjoy it longer. In a moment, we'll keep going and get to that strong item folks write about in the health section of the paper, and we'll gently unpack a popular worry about coffee and calcium. Stick with me. What's ahead is simple, homey, and useful. If you're still with me, pour a second cup. Now let's take one step back and talk briefly about why muscles sometimes lose confidence. We need this to understand why we add anything at all. After 60, the body is less responsive to the signal from protein. Those repair crews don't wake up as quickly. Scientists have a term for it, but you and I don't need the jargon. It just means that the same burger or yogurt does less for you than it did at 40. So small but regular doses of quality protein in the morning are like calling the handyman early. Come by sooner, the shelf is wobbly. Coffee is a handy vehicle, we're drinking it anyway. And that's where the next pair comes in. Whey protein. I know, the name can conjure gyms and loud music. Don't switch off just yet. We're simply talking about a spoonful of unflavored powder that's rich in leucine, the amino acid that taps your muscles on the shoulder and says, time to build and repair. 1 scoop of isolate in hot coffee, and you've made yourself a solid morning snack. If dairy and you aren't best friends, look for isolate or hydrolyzed versions. They tend to be gentler. My neighbor Jane, 67, grandmother of 3, and a faithful Sunday market visitor, put it this way. I didn't turn into a bodybuilder, but grocery bags don't feel like sledgehammers, and the stairs up to the house aren't Everest. That's what we're after, everyday strength without the parade. Another little seed I once called bird food, chia. Don't toss whole seeds into the cup. Grind them in a coffee grinder to a powder, then add a teaspoon to hot coffee. The drink grows slightly thicker with a hint of nuttiness. What's good here? Chia brings a bit of plant protein, some fiber, and plant-based omega-3s. Fiber helps you feel satisfied and supports a calmer blood sugar pattern. The omega-3s are friendly to your joints. My friend Ray, 70, fishes on the bay and laughs that his engines run on chia. He says his belly settled down a bit and the morning walk to the pharmacy and back doesn't wear him out. Just remember to drink water through the day. Fiber likes hydration. And finally, that golden duo I gently suggest if you enjoy spice, turmeric with black pepper. warm, earthy turmeric, and just a pinch of freshly ground pepper. Why together? Pepper helps your body make better use of the helpful parts of turmeric. I won't bury you in numbers. I'll just say the pair seems to work more noticeably than turmeric alone. Half a teaspoon of turmeric with a pinch of pepper and hot coffee, and the taste turns interesting and cozy. If it's too bold, add a dusting of cinnamon or a drop of honey. I like a cup like that after a light morning stretch. You feel a comfortable warmth, almost like an invisible scarf around your shoulders. And yes, turmeric can tint mugs, so maybe don't use the fancy white one meant for guests. Let's gather all this into a simple fridge door list. Step 1. Choose one item from the Gentle Start shelf, cinnamon or cocoa. They play well with almost any coffee. Step 2. After a week, add fuel. A teaspoon of coconut or MCT oil or a few ounces of milk or soy milk. Step 3. Once you find your rhythm, try the Repair Crew, collagen or whey protein, but not both at once. Step 4. If you like, bring in the Protectors or ground chia or turmeric with pepper. Step 5. Every 2 weeks, take stock. Is the evening walk easier? How's your sleep? How's your mood? If something doesn't seem like your thing, no problem, step back one step. Since we're gently debunking worries, here's one I hear a lot. Coffee flushes out calcium, so bones suffer. We kicked this around at a Labor Day barbecue. The truth is calmer. A reasonable amount of coffee doesn't wreck your bones, especially if you have protein, vitamin D, and magnesium in your life, and you spend time moving and in the sun. And a cup with milk or soy milk actually plays nicely with bones. There's protein there and sometimes added calcium. So the enemy isn't the beverage, it's mostly the absence of helpful habits around it. Have you noticed the warmest conversations often happen in the kitchen? That's how it is at my place. Kids, grandkids, the dog under the table. Someone slices apples, someone turns on the kettle. That's how I think of this video. We're in no rush sitting at the same table. If something you heard today rings true, wonderful. Next, let me ground all of this. How to prepare each add-in, which flavors they get along with, and what order to follow if you want to feel the effect rather than just hear about it. We'll go step by step with no hurry, like a slow walk down a shady street. Now let's make it practical. Picture a regular American morning. You pull open the curtains, the dog is already waiting with the leash, and the coffee maker sits on the counter like an old friend. You flip the switch and the house fills with that smell. Here's how we turn this little ritual into steady support for your body. The 4-week plan. Week 1, the Gentle Start. Choose one of two, half a teaspoon of cinnamon or 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa. Don't toss it into cold water. Sprinkle it into your poured cup and stir until smooth. Keep a glass of water nearby. It will come in handy, especially once chia joins the party. Every couple of days, notice how you feel. How's your energy after breakfast? Do you get that fog before lunch? How do the stairs feel under your feet? Week 2, fuel and comfort. If you like the first add-in, keep it and bring in a new one. Either half a teaspoon of coconut or MCT oil. And after a few days, you can go to a full teaspoon. Or 2 to 3 ounces of milk or soy milk. Tastes good, great. If you picked oil, try frothing the drink with a small immersion blender. You get a velvety foam like a cafe latte. If you chose milk, warm it just a little before adding. The taste turns softer. Handy note, the oil version suits folks who enjoy feeling satisfied without a snack. The milk version helps when you want extra protein. Week 3, repair time. Choose collagen or whey protein. Collagen gives you a neutral flavor and a clear cup. Perfect if you like your coffee, as usual. Whey is a great option when you want a more obvious nudge for your muscles in the morning. Important. Add these powders to hot, not boiling coffee. They dissolve better and avoid clumps. If you go with whey, start with half a serving to see how your stomach reacts and pick one that's unflavored and unsweetened. A common mistake is to dump in a big scoop to make it work faster. Not needed. Muscles love regularity more than a one-time flourish. Week 4, protectors and finishing touches, finely ground chia. 1 teaspoon into the cup with a glass of water alongside, or turmeric with a pinch of freshly ground pepper. for those who enjoy a gentle spice and warmth. You can make a tiny paste by mixing turmeric with a splash of hot water first, then fold it into coffee. It blends easier and leaves less at the bottom. If you take medications that don't mix well with spices, just run it by your doctor. Peace of mind is worth it. Now for a few everyday tips I learned by trial and error. First, don't try to please every taste at once. We're not baristas on a stage in Austin, we're simply people who want to feel steady in our bodies. Second, keep a small jar for your today blend. Say cinnamon with a kiss of cocoa. In the morning, your hand reaches for one lid, not four. Third, jot quick notes. Date, what you added, how you felt by evening. 2 sentences on a sticky note can help you see the real picture. And one more thing, let the ritual be pleasant. Turn on your favorite radio station, put a photo from that Lake Michigan fishing trip on the sill, or the school picture of your grandkids. Coffee is about life, not just ingredients. Let's tidy up a couple more gentle myths so no one spooks us at the neighborhood potluck. Myth 1, if you add oil, it's bad for the heart. The point is not to turn the cup into a dessert with a mountain of calories. We're talking about a teaspoon, meant for people who like an even sense of fullness. If your doctor has asked you to limit fat strictly, listen to them and choose milk or protein. Myth 2, protein in hot coffee kernels and is pointless. In everyday practice, most modern isolates and collagen dissolve well in hot drinks. The trick is to skip water fresh off a screaming kettle. Go with the temperature you'd actually drink. One more thought I keep telling myself, don't wait for fireworks. These add-ins are like quiet backup support. Today you rolled the garbage can to the curb and didn't stop to catch your breath. Tomorrow you climbed 3 flights at the Veterans History Museum and didn't hunt for a bench. In a month you tossed a ball with your granddaughter and didn't think about your knees. If any of that shows up, it means our morning cup is working for us. Let's wrap up with a warm summary. We talked through 8 add-ins, but you don't have to ace the test. Start with 1. Listen to your body, then add a second. Stir not only with a spoon, stir with self-kindness. If you feel like it, share in the comments what you tried and how it went. I read them all, slowly with that evening cup. And why watch to the end? Because even one small step like this can shift your day. Try it tomorrow. Set that little jar or packet on the counter tonight so you don't forget in the morning. If you enjoy it, tell your walking buddy next time you circle the block. We're all on the same road, just moving at our own pace. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with your friends so they can learn something useful for their health too.